Guys, what's up? It is Doug and welcome to the 2020 season of Spooky Villages. Yes, it's finally here, it's upon us. I know this video is kind of coming out of nowhere as you haven't heard from me for months, and I actually haven't done an actual new review video in, I don't know, since last August. So it's been a while, and I'm really excited to kick this season off here, especially in light of all that's been going on here lately. It's a nice distraction, I hope. So before we get into the actual building I've got, and it is a doozy, I have to say the building I'm talking about here today is probably my favorite Lemax piece that they've released since the Mad Pumpkin Patch, which was several years ago. That was actually one of the buildings when I really kicked off this channel. You know, it's kind of crazy. This is my 4th year on YouTube doing Spooky Villages. So I want to thank you all. I know as of the recording of this, I'm over 4,000 subscribers. Again, I'm looking forward to this year. And you know, sorry for my absence. I have been dealing with burnout back in August, and I just needed a break from it. And also, I'm in the middle of moving. Yes, my family, we're in the middle of moving to Florida, so it's been a huge process. Actually, you can't see all that's around me right here, but to do this review, I had to unpack a lot of my Halloween stuff, including this background. Sorry, it's extra wrinkly. And I'm actually shooting this in my garage. Normally it's in my basement. My basement is in boxes. We are preparing to move to Florida from St. Louis, and that is within the month here. Our house is on the market. So it's been a crazy spring, and there's been a lot of stress involved with moving and everything. So I'm doing fine. The family's doing fine. It's just been very busy. I'm looking forward to getting down there, and hopefully everything is all settled in by the time we hit summer, especially July, when all of the Spooky Town Village pieces get released at Michael's stores. And a couple quick thank yous here before I get going. Thank you to my friend Shane Carlson, aka the Candle Enthusiast, who helped with new intro graphics finally. It needed updating this year on my videos. If you noticed that new intro, that is Shane's doing. He did that. Shane is a great friend. Of course, he has the Candle Enthusiast YouTube channel. He does awesome candle reviews, and he's a big Halloween aficionado, a great friend. He also has his Aromatic Adventures channel. Check both out. I will link those below. Also, a big thank you to my friend Landon, aka Halloween Channel here on YouTube. I will have his link below as well. And he does Department 56 and Lemax Spooky Town video reviews. And I have to say, as I was dealing with burnout last August, just from too many things going on, we've always chatted on the side, you know, about our opinion and fun things with villaging. And Landon has been on me and keeping my enthusiasm up. He's one of the reasons I'm really back on here, kind of while I'm doing all this crazy stuff that's going on here with moving. He's really pumped my enthusiasm up and wanted me to get back on here, and I've done that. So lastly, I would like to thank Lemax, of course. Lemax has provided me a couple early release buildings to show you guys here, and Lemax has always been good to work with, and this is not a sponsored video or anything like that. They've always just said, hey, if you want to talk about these, go ahead, and they've been good to work with, and I know they really care what their fans think. So thank you to Lemax for that. All right, guys, that's a long preamble. Let's get into it. Boom. Here is the Ghoulish Gourd Pub and Grill. Check out the box. You guys can see it here. It is a big box. I always love those big Lemax boxes, right? Because that means a big piece is inside. And here it is out of the box. Now, if you've never seen one of my video reviews before, I will show it lit up here in just a minute. And at the end of this, I will play it with the soundtrack fully lit up and show off some of the various things going on. There's a lot going on here. So you can see this is a big Spooky Town piece, right? This is, it's not quite maybe as big as like the Symphony of Screams, which I think is maybe the biggest modern Lemax piece. Same with the Graveyard Party, which was last year. But it's a notch below that, and it's still very big though. There's a lot going on here animation-wise. And we'll show that here in a second, but look at this pumpkin up here. You'll see it flips around. The colors change on it. This goes up and down. It looks like this guy is, you know, slurping some beer out of the keg there, the barrel, or maybe it's some hard stuff, I don't know. But love the theming on this piece. So, of course, it's got pumpkins, right? I love pumpkins, anything pumpkin themed. If you guys have watched this channel, you know I'm a huge fan of this. Great theming. This building has a really nice fit and finish on it too. I think, especially compared to some of the recent years, this is one of the better finishes I've seen on a Lemax building. Really nice paint job. The decals that are on it are all very clean. There's a lot of small details on this too. That's one of the things I really, really like. But let's see what it looks like lit up. As you can see, the lighting here is pretty incredible. This is a showcase piece for your collection. And if you are a potential new collector, because I know a lot of folks that watch these videos, they actually don't collect or they don't display. They just like watching the videos because they're maybe a little too intimidated. They don't want to spend the money or whatever. This is a building you should get to start your collection. And it also has the power supply included. Not all of them do, this one does. but you can see here there's a ton of lights. This by itself would be fun. Like for me, I'm actually going to use this in a carnival scene. That's my big thing this year, is I'm going after setting up a carnival now. I've got enough where I think I can do it. And this building, while it would work for a town setting, it could also work in a pumpkin patch, of course, because the pumpkin theme. I'm going to use it for an amusement park because it seems to me like this would be a themed pub or diner, you know, that they retheme during Halloween. I think that this would work great for that, and that's what this is going to be for me. And let's talk about some of the individual scenes going on here. So the most striking thing is the pumpkin up here. It is reminiscent of the pumpkin design they've started using since the Mad Pumpkin Patch. And the top of the pumpkin flips around here and the colors change. Really, really cool. You've got the pumpkin, as I mentioned, looks like he's, you know, slurping some alcohol here or whatever's in there, which goes up and down. Those eyes are bright. It looks great. Those are the two main pieces of animation on this. And because of all the lighting that's going on, it almost looks like there's more animation than there is, which is great because, you know, the more animation you get, the more risk there is for mechanical breakdown. This one here doesn't have a bunch of animation going on, so I'm hoping it is mechanically sound. So when I play the soundtrack, you'll see what I'm talking about here, but actually various pieces of the scene are lit to go with the soundtrack, and it makes it dynamic, like there's more going on in the scene. So you've got the guy here at the top that's coming out, and the light turns on for that. Then of course you've got the barkeep here below, and I love how it's got all these little details on it, like the specials, rum and rancid, pumpkin shots, gourd and tonic, fun little puns there for normal drinks, gorge on our gourds and grub, cool little sign here. Then there's also the lady here who's sticking her head out the window. It's all dynamically lit at different times to go with the soundtrack, so it makes it look like there are more things going on here than there are. And also the door here, I love how the door is backlit as well. It just looks fantastic. And what I really like too is the variety in colors. A lot of Lemax pieces, they generally will either be green or like that orange. I like when the purple's mixed in and all of them are mixed in together. I think that the three colors really, really look nice together, and I'm a big fan when pieces do that. So as I've done the last few years, I pick a building of the year. I do a top 5 actually, and this is a nominee for that. This is going to be very tough to beat this year. I love everything that's going on here. I love the theming. I love the animation, the soundtrack. It's one of those pieces that, again, it's a centerpiece. And if you want to start a collection around it, this is a good one. I would also say this one, like most of the pumpkin pieces are, is probably going to be quite collectible. All right, guys, that is the Ghoulish Gourd Pub and Grub. I'm going to show what it looks like here with the soundtrack. Really nice to be back here. Come next Friday and check out another video I've got. We're going to do a little construction next week. So, all right, until then, here it is with the lights and sound.
Everybody, come have a drink at the Ghoulish Gourd. One rum rancid coming up. Give me another pumpkin shot, will you? Everybody, come have a drink at the Ghoulish